Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here today. We're going to talk about something that many people feel but don't always understand or talk about openly. The topic is this: why do you sometimes feel empty even when your life is actually good? Maybe things are going well. You have a job, or you're studying. You have friends, maybe even a partner. You're not in a crisis. From the outside, everything looks fine. But inside, something feels missing. You might feel bored, disconnected, or just not excited about anything. It's like you're going through life on autopilot. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. And today, we're going to explore why this happens and what you can do about it. Let's start with a simple idea. Feeling empty doesn't always mean something is wrong with your life. Sometimes, it means something is missing inside your experience of life. That might sound strange, so let me explain. We often think happiness comes from external things. A better job, more money, a relationship, success, recognition. And yes, those things can make us happy for a while. But they don't always create a deep sense of meaning or satisfaction. You can achieve your goals and still feel empty. Why? Because goals and meaning are not the same thing. Let's imagine this. You worked hard for years to reach a goal. Maybe you wanted a promotion or to finish your degree. Finally, you achieve it. At first, you feel proud and excited. But after a few weeks or months, that feeling disappears. You go back to normal. Maybe even worse, you start to feel lost. This is sometimes called the arrival fallacy. It's the idea that we believe we will feel complete when we reach a certain point in life. But when we arrive, we realize the feeling doesn't last. So, one reason you might feel empty is that you've been chasing goals that don't actually give you long-term meaning. Another reason is emotional disconnection. In modern life, we are very busy. We have work, responsibilities, notifications, social media, constant information. Our minds are always active, but not always in a healthy way. We don't often stop and ask ourselves, how do I really feel? Instead, we distract ourselves. We scroll, we watch, we work more, we stay busy. And over time, we lose connection with our own emotions. When you are disconnected from your feelings, life can start to feel flat. Not terrible, but not alive either. It's like watching a movie instead of living your own story. You might not feel strong sadness, but you also don't feel real joy. This emotional numbness is a key part of feeling empty. Now let's talk about another important factor: lack of meaning. Meaning is not the same as pleasure. Pleasure is short-term. It's about feeling good right now. Meaning is deeper. It's about feeling that your life matters, that what you do has purpose. You can have a comfortable life full of pleasure, but still feel empty if you don't have meaning. For example, imagine you spend your free time only watching shows or scrolling on your phone. It can feel relaxing, but after many hours or days, you may start to feel a bit empty. Why? Because these activities don't create a strong sense of purpose. Meaning often comes from things like helping others, creating something, learning, growing, or being part of something bigger than yourself. If your life is missing these elements, even if it is good on paper, it can feel empty. Let's also consider expectations. We live in a world where we constantly see other people's lives. On social media, everything looks perfect. People are happy, successful, traveling, in love, always doing something exciting. Even if you know it's not completely real, it still affects you. You start to think, my life should feel amazing all the time. So when your life feels normal, calm, or even a bit boring, you think something is wrong. But here's the truth: a stable, calm life is not supposed to feel exciting every day. Real life includes routine, quiet moments, and sometimes boredom. If you expect constant happiness or excitement, you will often feel disappointed. And that disappointment can feel like emptiness. Another possible reason is that you're living on autopilot. What does that mean? It means you are doing things without really thinking about them. You follow routines, habits, and expectations. You wake up, go to work or school, come home, relax, sleep, and repeat. There's nothing wrong with routine. In fact, it can be helpful. But if your whole life becomes automatic, you might stop asking important questions. Questions like, what do I really want? What do I enjoy? What matters to me? Without these questions, you can slowly lose your sense of direction. And that can lead to feeling empty, even if everything looks fine from the outside. Now, let's move to something very important. What can you do about it? The first step is awareness. If you feel empty, don't ignore it. Don't immediately try to distract yourself. Instead, try to understand the feeling. Ask yourself simple questions. When do I feel this emptiness the most? What am I doing at that time? What is missing? You don't need perfect answers. Just start noticing. The second step is reconnecting with your emotions. This can be uncomfortable at first. If you've been disconnected for a long time, you might not know what you feel. A simple way to start is to slow down. Take a few minutes every day without your phone, without distractions. Sit quietly, or go for a walk, and just notice your thoughts and feelings. You can also try writing. Write about your day, your thoughts, your worries. This helps you understand yourself better. The goal is not to feel happy immediately. The goal is to feel something real. The third step is adding meaning to your life. This doesn't mean you need a big, dramatic change. Small actions can create meaning. For example, help someone, even in a small way. Learn a new skill. Work on a personal project. Spend quality time with someone you care about. Do something creative. These activities may not always feel exciting, but they create a deeper sense of satisfaction over time. Another helpful step is to change your relationship with goals. Instead of thinking, I'll be happy when I achieve this, try to focus on the process. Ask yourself, do I enjoy working on this? Does this goal match my values? If the process feels empty, the result probably won't fix that feeling. Also, try to accept that life includes different emotional states. You don't need to feel happy all the time. Feeling neutral, calm, or even a bit lost sometimes is part of being human. If you stop fighting these feelings, they often become easier to handle. Let's also talk about connection. Humans need connection with others. Not just casual contact, but real connection. If you feel empty, ask yourself, am I really connecting with people, or just spending time around them? Try to have deeper conversations. Share your thoughts. Listen to others. Even one meaningful conversation can make a big difference. And finally, be patient with yourself. Feeling empty doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean your life is bad. It often means something inside you needs attention, care, or change. This is a process. It takes time to understand yourself and build a more meaningful life. So don't rush it. Be curious, not critical. Let's quickly summarize what we talked about today. You can feel empty even when life is good because you may be chasing goals that don't bring meaning. You might be disconnected from your emotions. Your life may lack deeper purpose. You could be influenced by unrealistic expectations. Or you might be living on autopilot. And what can you do? Become more aware of your feelings. Reconnect with your emotions. Add meaningful activities to your life. Focus on the process, not just goals. Accept normal emotional ups and downs. Build deeper connections with people. And be patient with yourself. If this topic speaks to you, take one small step today. Just one. Maybe a short walk without your phone, or writing a few thoughts, or reaching out to someone. Small steps can lead to big changes over time. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this episode gave you something to think about and maybe helped you understand your feelings a little better. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again soon.